Hello everybody, this is JR Chunks 21 bringing you the episode 2 to our series discussing the ban list. This is mostly for casual players. I'm not a competitive meta guy, so I can't give you much information on this competitively. As I said in the first video, the point of this is I'm discussing what were to happen if Konami decided, well, let's make two different ban lists. Let's make one that's enforced strictly at the competitive scene, and one that is for the casual players. And in that ban list, there's going to be some stuff that's always the same. I'm not going to discuss Chaos Emperor Dragon, because even in this series, I'm going to say that that's running on the same. It's going to be banned for casual and normal and competitive players. The Yada Lock, Butterfly Dagger Alma, etc. So we're going to get started here with episode 2, which deals with Pot of Greed. And I've got a copy of Pot of Greed in front of me. And I'll load up an image of it for those of you who don't know what Pot of Greed is on screen. So the thing is, we are going to discuss what it does, its competitive, its viability in the casual scene, ultimately why it's banned, and so on. So we're going to get started with the fact that Pot of Greed's effect is very simple. It's two words and one number. Draw 2 cards. Now Konami likes to print this in almost everything. I can't think of the last time a structure deck didn't have this, or some kind of pre-built deck that they sold didn't have a Pot of Greed. I believe it was the Ancient Gear and Dino deck that came out a while ago. So, Pot of Greed is very simple to use. It's a spell card. You can activate it straight from the hand, and it gives you 2 cards. Minus the 1 card you used, aka Pot of Greed. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, that's called a +1. So you +1'd off of it for free. You didn't give your opponent anything. It didn't cost you anything, really. So, that's why it was banned. It gives you hand advantage without paying a cost. And while I agree that's a bad thing, I think in the casual scene, Pot of Greed isn't so bad. See, me and my friends at college do a time where we can use any banned cards we want. And of course, there's that one person in the group, Rock, because he runs Exodia, and he runs a super bad band deck. You know, he's running Fiber Jar, Cyber Jar, etc. And I don't know if any of you have had the just pain of keep running into a Fiber Jar, but it sucks. Now, Pot of Greed is good. To me, I don't think it should be banned for casual players. I think Konami should make 2 different ban lists for this one, for this reason right here. Because Pot of Greed isn't bad. In a casual deck, like the little Yugi deck that I built, it's pretty essential to add viability and add, potential to the deck. So, I wanted to bring up the topic of Pot of Greed. It's been on the ban list for a pretty long time. I'm not exactly sure how long. It is one of the oldest cards in the game to keep getting printed. And ultimately, I think it's not that bad. I think it's a card that deserves some respect. So, the video is relatively short because I don't have any really long stories about Pot of Greed, and I don't have much to discuss. As I said, I think if they did this, Konami could make a casual ban list for players who don't go to tournaments, and they could put Pot of Greed maybe at 1, no more than 1, because running 3 of these is just bad. Running 2 of them, I can see the potential, but 1 should be enough for anyone who wants it off the ban list. And I know I'm going to get tore up in the comments about this, or on Twitter. People are going to say, well, you're just freaking idiotic, or you haven't been playing long enough. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I've been playing since the game came to North America, since the TCG came out. I've played through Goat, Necros, etc. I know what this card can do. I have a respect and adoration for the card. But sometimes you have to say, well, it's not as good as it used to be. We have Max C now, where the Max C challenge can end up with 17 cards in your hand. What's 2 more? What's 1 more for you? The person who tripped the Max C challenge. That 1 extra card could be your out to your opponent's out. It could be your Magic Jammer. So, if you ask me, this right here, it can come back to 1. Pot of Greed can come back to 1. I don't think that would hurt in the casual scene. Now, in the competitive scene, it can stay banned. I'm not going to argue for the competitive, because I don't do competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I really don't. So, this is Pot of Greed. This is where I think it should be at. Make 2 different ban lists. And some cards can stay on there. Yada. You can keep Yada banned. You can keep Emperor Dragon banned. You can keep, I don't know, Butterfly Dagger Elma. I don't really care. You can keep it banned. But Pot of Greed does not need to be banned anymore. The one time I can think that this card can be abused as hell in any one deck more than others is Exodia decks. Exodia decks would love this card. Now, in my case, and in this example, you know, Konami doesn't like cards that get put in everything. And that's kind of why they banned it. That's why they banned Monster Reborn. That's why they banned Snatch Steel back in the day, etc. It was put in every single deck, and it was run in every single deck. Because even if your deck didn't want to use it, it was a nice card to have in your deck. It had no real downside. That's why Pot of Greed was banned. It was run in everything. And to me, that makes no sense. It should not be banned because people like to use it. In fact, you should endorse that. That makes a market value for this. That makes it so whenever you have to reprint it or redo it, now you get people that flock to that. I mean, look at Battles of Legend. Everyone wanted Crystal Wing. Everyone. I paid $40 for my copy when it was $40. At one point, I think I saw it going for $80 on TCG Player. Everyone wanted Crystal Wing. People were going out and buying packs that it came in. And then they announced that it's coming out in Battles of Legend. And I'm willing to bet Konami turned a nice hefty profit on Battles of Legend, Light's Revenge. Just for that one card. Everyone wanted Crystal Wing. Everyone wanted Cyframe Lord Omega. Everyone wanted Minerva. You know, Konami probably turned a very hefty profit on that reprint set. With the coverage that it got, with everything going on, they probably turned a very nice profit on that. So, if I had to guess, if you said, okay, Pot of Greed's coming back to 1 for the non-competitive users. For non-competitive users, Pot of Greed's coming back to 1. Have fun. Everyone's going to flock to buy whatever set's got Pot of Greed, because most people I know just junk it. They throw it away or whatever, or they get rid of it. They don't have copies of it laying around. But me, I've got probably 20, 30 copies of Pot of Greed sitting in 10s, sitting in random assorted decks. You know, you can make a pretty hefty profit if you've collected these. The next thing you know, Konami's like, well, it's coming off the ban list for casual players. That's when I'd go on TCG Player and just start selling my cards. Start selling Pot of Greeds. Because everyone's going to want one. Everyone's going to want more than one because some people run more than one deck. Some people run 2 or 3 decks. And you know, if you got one copy, you got to have 2 or 3 copies so you don't have to go into your deck and pull it out and put it in another one. And then Konami could say, well, everyone's flocking a Pot of Greed. I think we'll do a reprint set where we reprint Pot of Greed and we reprint all the other cards that we took off the ban list for the casual guys. And we're going to give them sexy-ass rarities. It's going to be sexy. Then everyone's going to want that reprint set like they did with Battles of Legend. Because it's going to have chase cards like a really sexy Ghost Rare or Ultimate Rare Pot of Greed, a really sexy and kick-ass looking maxi, etc. It's going to have all of those that people want. So, this was a discussion for that. Again, this is a series. I am making a series where I discuss this hypothetical. Konami has split the ban list into, you've got competitive and casual. This is a series. And it will upload every Monday. Next Monday we're going to do, I believe we're going to do we're going to do Monster Reborn. And its potential in the meta. And then we'll do Card of Destruction. I uploaded the Fallout 4 video earlier for the series. I will be shooting episode 5 tonight. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. If you disliked it, dislike it. And don't dislike it just because I said Pot of Greed should come off the ban list. Watch the whole video and think. You know, if this is casual, there's nothing wrong with this in casual play. If you're not going to Nats or locals or regionals, that's different. If you go into those, I can understand not wanting to see Pot of Greed every time you turn around. But if you're just playing at your college or your school with your buddies, I don't see a point in having it on a ban list. I don't see this getting abused nearly as much as the Zodiac engine is right now. In fact, the Zodiac engine is getting more abuse than this ever did back in the day. So, I wanted to bring that up. If you guys liked the video, leave a like. Dislike if there's something in it you didn't like. Not because I'm saying Pot of Greed should be unbanned. No, that's not what we're doing here. If you dislike my voice, if you dislike the way I presented it, if you dislike the fact that I'm not using a script, you know, if you don't like the fact that I keep going, or I do this, then tell me. Because I like unscripted content. It gives you more, makes it more personal. So, if that's what you dislike, comment what you liked and disliked in the video, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, and share. Remember, we have a goal we've set. We're trying to get 20 likes by November 6th. If we can smash that, me and my co-host Asylum do have are planning a special. It will go up right after I do the discussion on November 6th. Probably about noon. I will upload a video of me discussing my sub count and how I feel about the channel. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shaky about the channel. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm getting maybe 5. I've got 5 subscribers. One of them is another YouTube channel of mine that I use to watch other content. So I don't know how to feel about the channel right now. If it's good, or if, you know, maybe I should have done something different. I would appreciate it if you guys could, you know, subscribe, give me some feedback, because so far, by what I can see, no one's even watching the videos, and I don't like that. I want views. I want people to tell me what they think. So I'm gonna cut it off here. Have a good day, guys.